What's up? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button, and if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the politics and BS. What's up, guys? So as you already know, pretty much everyone's saying, oh, looks like we're about to go into World War III because 45/47 and his instability, his unstable mind, the man who calls himself a very stable genius, which he is everything that he's the opposite of everything that he says that he is. When he says he's a very stable genius, he's very intelligent, he's dumb as a box of rocks, and he's very unstable. That's just to name a few. But this person who called Kamala Harris and Democrats, they're warmongering, it's all a lie. It's just the fact that we are at the point where we are 5 months in to this administration. And he did what Israel wanted him to do. I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole about Israel and who's the real Israel and all this other stuff. But if you know, the America didn't even exist in the Bible days. 1, 2, when God was speaking about Israel, he was not talking about the land. He was talking about the people. And the people that are over in that space occupying it right now are not even the real Israelites that he was speaking about. But I digress, because I tell you guys all the time, if Jesus was walking in America right now, ICE would have grabbed him up and had him in ICE detention and be deporting him somewhere. So they are a bunch of hypocrites. They are a bunch of loose cannons. They are a bunch of racists. They are a bunch of disgusting people. And so he did what Benjamin Netanyahu wanted him to do. They've been trying to bomb Iran for years, saying, oh, they're on the verge of a nuclear weapon. They're on the verge of a nuclear weapon. Okay. So now Benjamin Netanyahu has played the heck out of 45/47 because he said what he wanted him to hear. You stroke his ego, he'll give you what you want. So he called 45/47 very strong, very intelligent. He's going to do the right thing. So he gave in that quickly to what he wanted him to do. And so after playing golf, he comes out to speak to the media to say, oh, you don't know what I'm going to do, but do you know you're in danger right now? Do you know you're in danger right now just speaking to me? Listen, all of this stuff that's going on right now, it did not have to be this way because Kamala Harris warned us that this was going to happen. I'm not going to play the clip of the very unstable genius speaking because I cannot stand the sound of his voice. But I am going to play for you what Kamala Harris had to say would happen because I feel like some people really need a reminder. All right, so what did she say when she was running?
Thinking about putting us in a position where we're in a war with Iran, the consequences will be absolutely unacceptable and tragic in terms of the young men and women who are American soldiers who would be sent and deployed into something that was completely avoidable. In a Harris administration, we wouldn't have gotten ourselves into this mess. I have good reason, based on everything we know publicly, to suspect and to be concerned that his motivation is more out of self-interest than it is the interest of the American people. I'm traveling our country and meeting with the families who are sending their sons and daughters to these endless wars. And this president better take very seriously any threat that he makes to enter us into another war and send our young men and women into battle. If this president is thinking about putting us in a position where we're in a war with Iran, the consequences will be absolutely unacceptable and tragic in terms of the young men and women who are American soldiers who would be sent and deployed into something that was completely avoidable. In a Harris administration, we wouldn't have gotten ourselves into this mess. I have good reason, based on everything we know publicly, to suspect and to be concerned that his motivation is more out of self-interest than it is the interest of the American people.
And we already know that. He is extremely selfish. He cares about no one but himself. And then, if you stroke his ego a lot, then, and it's something in it for him, then yeah, he could see himself doing something for you that would be in the total just disaster for everyone else. But he doesn't care about the servicemen and women. I'm going through hell right now in my own household dealing with a disabled veteran. It is not easy. And I just pray for the family of military as well as the service members who are stationed at bases across the nation, especially in the Middle East, because he's put a target on everyone. And to have the audacity and the nerve to do what he did, to bomb their nuclear sites and to say, you better not retaliate or else. I heard somebody else say this and it's just like the truth. That's like going up to someone unprovoked who's sitting in a stool. You just go up to them, cold cock them, and knock them out, right? And then when they get up, you say, we just want peace now. I want peace. So you better not hit me back because I just want peace. When you just went up to this person and knocked them out and they didn't do anything to you. Iran, this is reminding me a lot of, but in a worse way, of when George Bush, the second George Bush, was president and they invaded Iraq, talking about weapons of mass destruction. And Saddam Hussein, they tried to make 9/11 into an Iraqi situation when the intelligence didn't show that they had anything to do with it. And then it was regime change, and we need to change the leadership over there. What if those people came over here to change the leadership of America? It's the audacity for me. And it's not even like it used to be anymore, where they would say, oh, they want to spread democracy across the world. The United States is not even really a democracy anymore because they have allowed an authoritarian figure like this orange clown to be in the position of the office of the president right now. And look at him. Look at him. He cares nothing about anybody else but himself. And every time I saw someone make this comment, they said every time they wake up, they are praying that they find out that he did not. And that's not them wishing anyone did anything to him or whatever. But remember the days when people would just go to sleep and then they would just not wake up anymore? Because when you hear of all of these other people dying, tragic deaths, having illness, sickness, disease, all of these other things, and this hateful, vengeful, racist, prejudiced bigots is in the office of president that never deserved to be there, and they allowed him to be there a second time, and he claimed that he won the second time he ran, but this is the third time that he ran. It's just disgusting. So I didn't talk about it, but I really wasn't surprised when it happened. It was like, yep, par for the course. Here we go. We are not even 6 months in, and that's what Kamala said. She warned us. And she said it'd be about 6 months. So it's just really disgusting. Listen, guys, I want to know what you guys think, because it's just going to go downhill from here. And you got these sycophants who follow him, worship him, all for the position. All for the position. The few Republicans who still had some sort of spine or backbone, a lot of those people declined to continue to be in the Congress, so they just didn't run again, or some of them resigned because they don't want to deal, they're like fatigued. And that's why Congress should have term limits, just like the office of the president has term limits. Congress and the Supreme Court needs term limits too, because it is just it's a madman right now in this office, and it's a crap show, and it's a crap shoot dealing with someone like this who is not thinking about the safety of those who are serving, and honestly even the safety of the nation as a whole. So yeah, the nerve of him talking about Zelensky And all he's trying to do is defend his country against Russia, who invaded them back in 2023, October of 2023, and telling Zelensky all of these terrible things that they said to him and JD Vance when Zelensky came here and visited the White House, and he was doing Putin's bidding. This stuff is just so exhausting. So when I heard about it and I got the notifications, I was like, yep, kind of expected it, but here we go. Here we go. But trust and believe there's always something else in the works. But I'm going to do my best not to be worried about this situation, but I am praying for all of those that are involved and who he's put a target on because of the nonsense that he's doing, putting people's lives in danger. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.